Travis says UT versus UT has to happen every year, especially now that they have a Manning. Thought about that last night when the news broke. It's neat, UT. I get it. You got the Manning, but I don't think there's a great natural tie there. I don't think there's a way to make that happen, and I think it's
not a chance.
A little bit of a reach.
No, it'll happen every other year in the pod system. Take the win with every other year.
Yeah. So, if they go divisions, and they would have 9 teams in each division?
8 teams, 16 teams.
Okay. So 8 teams in each division. Again, click that like button to bring more people in. And we asked earlier for the new people that are there. We would love to hear the teams that Tennessee has to play each and every year. The thing that we didn't discuss is the Heupel versus Oklahoma angle. Listen, after Heupel, and he did, ran up the score against Missouri, there is no question in my mind that he would like to run up the score against Oklahoma. And Caleb, you can provide a little bit more insight into that if you'd like. He ran an offense that was kind of forced down his throat, and he's grown as a coach and as a leader, and he was pushed out the door. And now if I'm Josh Heupel, I want a piece of Oklahoma. I want a piece bad.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It was this real story is Bob Stoops saw what Johnny Manziel did to Oklahoma in, I guess, the Cotton Bowl after the 2013 season. And he went to Josh Heupel and said, I want to run this offense. And apparently forced it on Heupel, even though Heupel was very insistent that Trevor Knight can't run that offense. That's just not Trevor Knight's game. And even still, Oklahoma had a top 10 offense in 2014, and Heupel was scapegoated because Bob Stoops, I guess, didn't want to fire a family member. And Heupel dodged a bullet, though, because Heupel, the next year, I believe, was when we realized Oklahoma was covering for Joe Mixon a little bit. Mm-hmm. And that, luckily, it doesn't seem like Heupel has any connection to that. And that was bad, that whole Joe Mixon incident. And as we found out, Joe Mixon, real classy guy, is in trouble again right before the Super Bowl.
I didn't hear that. What's he doing now?
Let's see, what did he get in trouble with this time? It was just recently.
I don't want to be a bandwagon guy. I'll always be a Cowboys fan because I believe you pick your team when you're a kid and you stick with them no matter what. So if the Cowboys played the Bengals, I'm rooting for the Cowboys. But because I really like Joe Burrow, they're kind of my second favorite team. But every time Joe Mixon touches the ball, it bothers me because of what he did. But with Josh Heupel, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. He had an aggravated menacing charge. It was dropped in his defense, but still. That's you're adding that to his.
Yeah, sure, he'll be fine. He won't. When you have those issues, you have those issues. It will end poorly, and I hate to, reference a guy like Lawrence Phillips, but Lawrence Phillips. I mean, that's just when it happens.
That's the extreme case, but yeah,
yeah. I mean, it's not often that a guy goes and gets in his car after a backyard football game and tries to run over the other participants.
Yes,
happened, but he did. So, UT or Oklahoma? Let me ask the message board. Who are you more excited about playing? You have the UT versus UT. You have the Manning tie. You have the Texas tie-in of being able to recruit there, or is it Oklahoma because you have the Josh Heupel tie, and maybe you just like the fact that they have a wild animal that runs out on the field before the game. Whatever the case may be on the message board, is it Texas or is it Oklahoma? Who are you more excited to play? John says both. Cop out. It should be Texas. Texas is the correct answer because it can help you immensely in recruiting. It should be Texas. You can go ahead and put up there whatever you want, but it should be Texas. So somebody can sell me on Oklahoma. I'm willing to have that discussion. Elias says long-term Texas, but I want that one game versus OU more. And Smoky Mountain Red says Oklahoma because Heupel is our guy. Which game do you think Tennessee's fan base should be more excited about?
I would say Texas. That would be there. There's a little bit of history between Tennessee and Texas. In case you're interested, Tennessee and Texas have played each other 3 times, and that they've played Oklahoma 4 times. Of those 7 games, 5 of them were bowl games. They played Texas 3 times, all in the Cotton Bowl in the past. And they played Oklahoma. Their first bowl game ever was in the Orange Bowl, 1939, January 1st against Oklahoma. They won 17-0. About 30 years later, a little less than that, Oklahoma beat them. And I also believe it was the Orange Bowl. So bowl history between the two. But yeah, I think it'd be more fun to see him play Texas. I mean,
yeah, I think that would be great, and I that would be a game I'd probably go out of my way to go see. I still want to go see a game at Texas A&M, so I haven't seen A&M or Missouri. I have no desire to go to Missouri because they're just an awful school and an awful football program, but I stand by that.